Welcome to a land of breathtaking diversity and truly mind-blowing wonders. A place where life expresses itself in its most exuberant and spectacular forms. This is a country where the world's greatest rainforest, a colossal green ocean of trees, meets cities that thrum with a vibrant, infectious rhythm. Here, ancient traditions, born from the very soil, blend seamlessly with modern marvels that reach for the sky. It is a canvas on which nature has crafted masterpieces that defy imagination, from thundering curtains of water to deserts that fill with turquoise lagoons. This is Brazil, the very beating heart of South America. It is a nation defined not just by its immense scale, but by the sheer richness of life it contains within its borders. Over the next hour, I invite you to join me on an unforgettable journey across the 25 most beautiful and unbelievable places in this extraordinary land. Together, we will uncover secrets held for millennia, explore histories etched into stone and spirit, and discover hidden gems that will make you fall deeply in love with this magical, multifaceted country. So it is time to prepare for our expedition. The air is warm, the sounds of life are all around us, and a path of discovery lies ahead. Grab your backpack, but more importantly, open your heart and your mind to the wonders that await. Let us begin our epic exploration of Brazil, a journey into a world that is at once familiar and utterly, astonishingly new. Our journey begins here, in the Amazon, a realm of almost incomprehensible scale. It is not merely a forest, it is a world unto itself, a living, breathing entity that covers over 5.5 million square kilometers. To fly over it is to witness an unbroken canopy of green stretching to the horizon, in every direction a vast emerald sea that holds more species of life than anywhere else on Earth. This is the planet's greatest biological treasure trove, a crucible of evolution where new discoveries are still being made every single day, a testament to nature's infinite creativity. Within this immense wilderness, life flourishes in every conceivable niche. Millions of species of insects, tens of thousands of plants, and thousands of species of birds and fish call this rainforest home. It is a symphony of sound and a kaleidoscope of color, from the iridescent flash of a hummingbird's wings to the silent, patient gaze of a jaguar perched on a branch. The Amazon is a stage for the grand drama of survival. It is a place of such profound biodiversity that we are still only just beginning to scratch the surface of its secrets. A living library whose volumes are yet to be fully read. And deep within its most remote corners, shielded by the dense foliage, there are still human communities who live in voluntary isolation from the outside world. These uncontacted tribes represent a direct link to a way of life that has existed in harmony with this forest for thousands of years. They are the human guardians of this ancient world, possessing knowledge of the forest that we can only guess at. Their existence is a fragile and poignant reminder of the different ways humanity can relate to the natural world, a stark contrast to the relentless pace of modernity. The lifeblood of this entire ecosystem is the Amazon River. It is a river of superlatives. During the wet season, it can swell to over 40 kilometers in width, becoming less a river and more an inland sea. It pushes so much fresh water into the Atlantic that you can sail 100 miles from shore and still drink the water. It is this river, and its countless tributaries, that sustains the forest, and in doing so, plays a vital role for the entire planet. This colossal forest system is often called the lungs of the world, responsible for producing a staggering 20% of the oxygen we all breathe. Imagine, for a moment, gliding along one of its tranquil tributaries in a small boat. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and blooming flowers. The water, dark and mysterious, reflects the overhanging canopy like a black mirror. Suddenly, the surface breaks and the unmistakable pink hue of a boto, the Amazonian river dolphin, emerges for a breath. In the dappled sunlight on the bank, a jaguar, the apex predator of this domain, watches with silent intensity. This is the Amazon, not just a place on a map, but a profound, immersive experience that connects you to the very pulse of life on Earth. From the quiet immensity of the rainforest, we travel south to a place of cataclysmic power and sound. This is Iguacu Falls, a spectacle of such raw, untamed force that it seems to shake the very foundations of the earth. This is not a single waterfall, but a colossal system of 275 individual cataracts spread out over nearly 3 kilometers along the border between Brazil and Argentina. It is a display of nature's might that is both terrifying and breathtakingly beautiful, a place where the sheer volume of water defies belief. The sound arrives long before the sight. It begins as a low, distant rumble, a vibration felt through the soles of your feet. As you draw closer, it grows into a deafening, all-encompassing roar, a continuous thunder that drowns out all other sounds and thoughts. It is the voice of the Iguacu River, plunging over cliffs up to 82 meters high. The spray from the falls creates a permanent cloud of mist, which rises high into the air, refracting the sunlight into a constellation of perpetual rainbows that dance above the churning water below. To stand on one of the viewing platforms, particularly near the chasm known as the Garganta do Diabo, or Devil's Throat, is to be humbled by nature. Here, 14 separate waterfalls converge, plunging into the abyss with such violence that the spray completely obscures the bottom. You are enveloped in the mist, drenched in seconds, feeling the raw energy of the water as it crashes down. It is an experience that engages every sense, a powerful reminder of the planet's dynamic and sometimes violent geological processes. The scale of Iguacu is difficult to comprehend. It dwarfs many of the world's other great waterfalls. It is said that when the former First Lady of the United States, Eleanor Roosevelt, first laid eyes upon it, she simply exclaimed, "Poor Niagara, the comparison is apartment." The total flow of water at Iguacu can be 3 times that of Niagara Falls, and the sheer breadth of the cascading water creates a panoramic spectacle that is simply without parallel. It is a moving, living wall of water, constantly changing, forever powerful. It is a place where you can spend days exploring, discovering new perspectives and hidden cascades. Walkways meander through the subtropical rainforest that clings to the cliffs, offering intimate views of smaller falls and the lush vegetation they sustain. Coatis, raccoon-like animals, scamper along the paths, and vibrant toucans with their oversized, colorful bills fly between the trees. Iguacu is more than just a waterfall. It is a complete, thriving ecosystem, a world created and sustained by the immense power of the water. Our trip now takes us to one of the most amazing and surprising places on Earth. From far away, Lençóis Maranhenses National Park looks like a regular desert. It's a huge area of bright white sand dunes, shaped by the wind, covering over 1,500 square kilometers. It seems like something from another world, a big, empty picture of wavy sand hills. But to call this place a desert is to miss its most amazing and secret part. Because this is a desert that gets flooded. Even though it looks like a desert, this area gets a lot of rain, about 300 times more than the Sahara Desert. Between January and June, the sky opens up and the rainwater starts to collect in the low spots between the dunes. A special layer of rock under the sand stops the water from draining away. This changes the landscape completely, as thousands of temporary freshwater lakes, in beautiful shades of emerald green and deep blue, appear as if by magic. The sight is absolutely stunning. The sharp, bright white of the sand makes a beautiful contrast with the bright blues and greens of the clear water. It's a landscape that shouldn't exist, a natural oddity that creates one of nature's most beautiful and short-lived masterpieces. For a few months each year, this desert becomes a special water wonderland, a maze of water and sand that is unlike anywhere else on Earth. And even more amazing, these temporary pools are not empty. When the lakes form, so does life. Fish, like the wolffish, have adapted in a truly amazing way. Their eggs can stay hidden in the sand during the dry season, hatching as soon as the rains come back, filling the lakes with fish almost overnight. It shows how strong life is. Its ability to find a way to grow even in the toughest and most temporary places. Walking here is an experience you won't forget. You walk barefoot across the soft, cool sand, going over a dune to see the amazing sight of a perfect, inviting lake. It feels like walking on the moon, only to find a chain of perfect swimming pools. You can dive into the warm, clear water, floating easily under the huge blue sky, surrounded by a view of pure white sand. Lençóis Maranhenses is a place of dreamlike beauty, a quick paradise that reminds us that nature's ideas are much stranger and more wonderful than our own. No exploration of Brazil would be complete without visiting the city that embodies its spirit, its passion, and its breathtaking beauty, Rio de Janeiro. Nestled between dramatic forest-covered mountains and the shimmering blue of the Atlantic Ocean, Rio's setting is arguably the most stunning of any major city on Earth. It's a place where the concrete jungle and the real jungle collide, creating a vibrant, energetic metropolis that lives and breathes in harmony with its spectacular natural surroundings. Watching over it all, from the 700-meter peak of Corcovado Mountain stands the iconic statue of Christ the Redeemer. With arms outstretched in a gesture of peace and welcome, this colossal figure has become the definitive symbol of both Rio and Brazil itself. It's more than just a statue. It's an emblem of faith and a beacon of hope, visible from almost every corner of the city. To stand at its base is to witness a panoramic view that is simply overwhelming. A 360-degree tapestry of beaches, mountains, forests, and sprawling city. This is a city that lives its life outdoors, on its legendary beaches. Copacabana and Ipanema are not just strips of sand, they are the city's social heart. They are places of sport, of music, of relaxation, and of life. Here, Cariocas, as the locals are known, come to play football, to sunbathe, to socialize, and to simply enjoy the beauty of their home. The beaches are a democratic space where people from all walks of life come together, united by the sun and the sea. But once a year, the city explodes in a riot of color, music, and dance. This is Carnival, the world's most famous festival. It's an extraordinary display of creativity and joy, a week-long party where the entire city seems to move to the infectious rhythm of samba. The Samba Drome hosts the main parade, a spectacular competition between the city's top samba schools, featuring elaborate floats and thousands of costumed dancers. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way, a celebration of life that is quintessentially Brazilian. Even the mighty Christ the Redeemer is not immune to the power of nature. Standing atop its mountain perch, it is a natural lightning rod. It is struck by lightning, on average, between 3 and 6 times a year. In 2014, a particularly powerful strike chipped off the tip of one of its fingers. Yet it endures, repaired and restored, a symbol of resilience overlooking a city of incredible contrasts, a place of stunning beauty, infectious energy, and an unbreakable spirit. Far off the northeast coast of Brazil, isolated in the vastness of the Atlantic Ocean, lies an archipelago of such pristine beauty that it seems to belong to a dream. This is Fernando de Noronha, a chain of 21 volcanic islands and islets that represents one of the planet's most precious and fiercely protected marine sanctuaries. It is a place where nature remains sovereign, a remote paradise where humanity is merely a privileged and temporary guest. The beauty here is almost overwhelming. Dramatic dark volcanic cliffs plunge into water of an impossible turquoise clarity. Secluded beaches of golden sand, like the world-renowned Baía do Sancho, are fringed with lush vegetation. The water visibility can exceed 50 meters, making it a diver's utopia. Below the surface, a vibrant world thrives, a bustling metropolis of marine life that has flourished thanks to the island's protected status. This archipelago is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site, and access is strictly controlled to preserve its delicate ecosystem. Only a limited number of tourists are allowed to visit at any one time, a measure designed to minimize human impact and ensure that this natural jewel remains untarnished for future generations. This exclusivity adds to its allure, making a visit here feel like a rare privilege, an entry into an exclusive club where the only members are those who respect and cherish the natural world. The islands are a critical breeding ground for a dazzling array of wildlife. It is home to the largest concentration of tropical seabirds in the Western Atlantic. Spinner dolphins congregate here in their hundreds, putting on spectacular acrobatic displays at dawn as they return to the bay. Sea turtles glide gracefully through the shallows, coming ashore on protected beaches to lay their eggs. To be here is to witness a fully functioning, healthy marine ecosystem, a poignant reminder of what the oceans can be when they are given the space to thrive. Fernando de Noronha is more than just a beautiful destination. It is a model for conservation. It demonstrates that it is possible to balance tourism with environmental protection, to allow people to experience incredible natural beauty without destroying it. It is a sanctuary in the truest sense of the word, a place of peace, of extraordinary biodiversity, and of hope. It is a glimpse into a wilder, more pristine world, a precious fragment of paradise preserved in the middle of the ocean. Deep within the Chapada Diamantina National Park, hidden from the outside world inside a cavern, lies a natural phenomenon of such ethereal beauty, it seems almost supernatural. This is Poco Encantado, the Enchanted Well. It is a place that truly lives up to its name, a sunken pool that, for a few hours each day, transforms into a spectacle of otherworldly light, captivating all who are fortunate enough to witness it. The descent into the cave is a journey into another realm. You leave the bright sunlight and rugged landscape of the Chapada behind, entering the cool, quiet darkness of the earth. As your eyes adjust, you are met with an incredible sight, a vast underground lake of the clearest water you can possibly imagine. The water is so transparent that it is almost invisible, creating the illusion that the cave is far deeper than it truly is, and that the submerged rocks and ancient tree trunks on the bottom are simply floating in midair. The pool itself is impressively deep, plunging to more than 60 meters in some places. For most of the day, it is a dark, mysterious body of water. But the magic happens between April and September, typically from around 10:30 in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon. During this specific window, a beam of sunlight penetrates a natural opening in the cave ceiling, striking the water's surface at the perfect angle. This is when the enchantment begins. The entire pool begins to glow with an intense, vibrant, and almost impossibly blue light. It is not just a reflection on the surface. The water itself seems to become a source of illumination, a giant liquid sapphire radiating a celestial cobalt hue that fills the entire cavern. The effect is profoundly moving and utterly silent, a natural light show that feels sacred and ancient. It is as if the sun is reaching down into the heart of the earth to reveal a hidden secret. Swimming in the enchanted well is now prohibited to preserve its pristine clarity, a decision that underscores its preciousness. Visitors can only stand at the edge and marvel at the spectacle. It is a place that commands reverence, a geological wonder that connects the sky and the underworld in a fleeting daily miracle. Poco Encantado is a testament to the subtle and astonishing ways that light, water, and rock can conspire to create moments of pure, unadulterated magic. Not all of Brazil's unbelievable places are beautiful paradises inviting exploration. Some are places of profound danger, so perilous that they are strictly forbidden to humankind. The most notorious of these is a small island located about 33 kilometers off the coast of São Paulo state. Its name is Ilha da Queimada Grande, but it is known to the world by a much more chilling moniker, Snake Island. This island is, without exaggeration, one of the most dangerous places on the planet. It is completely uninhabited by humans, and for a very good reason. The Brazilian government has made it illegal for anyone to land here, with the sole exception of a few carefully selected and heavily protected scientific researchers. The reason for this extreme measure is the island's sole resident population, snakes. And not just any snakes, but one of the most venomous vipers in the world. Ilha da Queimada Grande is home to the golden lancehead pit viper, a species found nowhere else on Earth. They became trapped on the island thousands of years ago, when rising sea levels cut it off from the mainland. With no ground-level prey, the snakes evolved to hunt the migratory birds that rested on the island, developing an incredibly potent and fast-acting venom capable of killing a bird almost instantly before it could fly away. The density of the snake population here is the stuff of nightmares. Conservative estimates suggest there is, on average, one deadly snake for every square meter of the island. Some local legends, likely exaggerations but indicative of the island's reputation, claim the figure is as high as 5 snakes per square meter. To step foot on this island is to be in constant mortal danger from a silent and camouflaged predator. The stories surrounding the island are grim. The last lighthouse keeper and his family, so the legend goes, were killed after snakes entered their home through the windows. Today, the lighthouse is automated. Ilha da Queimada Grande serves as a terrifying and fascinating example of isolated evolution. It is a living laboratory, but one that is far too deadly to visit. It remains a place of morbid fascination, a forbidden kingdom ruled entirely by its venomous inhabitants. We return to the state of Bahia to explore the wider region that holds the enchanted well. This is Chapada Diamantina National Park, a vast and rugged plateau that was once the heart of a 19th century diamond rush. The diamonds are now mostly gone, but they have left behind a treasure of a different kind, a landscape of breathtaking tabletop mountains known as tepuis, deep canyons, hidden caves, and a seemingly endless number of spectacular waterfalls. The name Chapada Diamantina translates to Diamond Plateau, a nod to its glittering past. For decades, prospectors scoured these hills and rivers, creating small towns that still retain their colonial charm. Today, the prospectors have been replaced by hikers and adventurers, drawn not by mineral wealth, but by the incredible natural wealth of the park. It is a trekker's paradise, with hundreds of kilometers of trails that lead through some of Brazil's most dramatic and varied scenery. The park is a water world, a place where rivers have carved the ancient sandstone over millions of years. This constant erosion has created an astonishing collection of waterfalls, each with its own unique character. Some thunder into wide inviting pools perfect for swimming, while others are delicate ribbons of water cascading down sheer rock faces. Exploring the park is a continuous journey of discovery, with a new waterfall or a stunning vista waiting around every corner of the trail. Among its many wonders, one waterfall stands out for its sheer scale and unique behavior. This is the Cachoeira da Fumaca, or Smoke Waterfall. At 340 meters, it is one of Brazil's highest waterfalls. For much of the year, the volume of water is relatively low. As it plummets from the top of the massive cliff, the small droplets are caught by the wind and the updraft, causing the water to atomize into a fine mist before it ever reaches the ground. From below, it looks like a cloud of smoke billowing upwards from the base of the cliff, giving the waterfall its evocative name. To witness it is to see a strange and beautiful spectacle, a waterfall that seems to defy gravity. Chapada Diamantina is a land of geological marvels and immense natural beauty, a place where the legacy of a frenzied search for diamonds has given way to the quiet appreciation of treasures that are truly priceless. In the heart of Brazil's Cerrado, the most biodiverse savanna in the world, lies another landscape that seems to have been plucked from an alien world. This is Vale da Lua, the Valley of the Moon. Located within the Chapada dos Veadeiros National Park, this remarkable place is a natural water park sculpted by geological forces over an almost unimaginable timescale. It is a place that feels older than life itself. The name is perfectly chosen. The rock formations here, smoothed and polished by the relentless flow of the São Miguel River, are a stunning palette of grays, blacks, and whites. They have been worn into smooth, sinuous, and cratered shapes that bear an uncanny resemblance to the surface of the moon. Walking through the valley is like stepping onto another planet, a bizarre and beautiful garden of stone. These are some of the oldest rock formations on Earth, with estimates placing their age at over 1.8 billion years. They are ancient, even by geological standards. The rocks are rich in quartz, which gives them a subtle sparkle in the bright sunlight. To touch these stones is to connect with deep time, to feel a surface that was shaped long before the dinosaurs, long before the first complex life emerged from the oceans. It is a geological time machine. The São Miguel River has worked as a patient artist, carving this masterpiece over eons. It flows through the smooth rock, forming a series of natural whirlpools, small caves, and hidden pools. The water, often dark from tannins, provides a stark contrast to the pale, lunar-like rock. It is a place of incredible visual texture, where the fluid motion of water meets the solid permanence of ancient stone. Exploring Vale da Lua is a unique sensory experience. You can clamber over the smooth, warm rocks, peer into the sculpted potholes, and cool off in the natural swimming pools carved by the river. It is a place that invites interaction and exploration. Vale da Lua is a powerful reminder of the slow, patient, yet irresistible power of water to shape even the hardest of materials, creating landscapes of surreal and profound beauty. Our final destination for this part of our journey takes us to the remote and arid interior of Tocantins state, to a place of golden dunes, vast plateaus, and one of nature's most peculiar and delightful phenomena. This is the Jalapão State Park, an oasis in the Brazilian outback that holds a wonderful secret, the fervedouros, or boiling pots. From the surface, a fervedouro looks like a small unassuming pool of impossibly blue and crystal clear water, often surrounded by lush banana trees, creating a startling contrast with the dry savanna landscape. The water looks inviting, a perfect spring-fed pool for a refreshing swim. But the moment you step into the water, you discover their extraordinary secret. You don't sink. These are not, in fact, boiling with heat. The name comes from the visual effect of the sand at the bottom, which appears to be bubbling or boiling. This is caused by a powerful underground river forcing water up through a deep bed of fine white sand. The pressure of the rising water is so strong that it creates a form of natural buoyancy, pushing up anything and anyone in the pool. The sensation is utterly unique and almost indescribable. It is a feeling of complete weightlessness, as if you are being held aloft by an invisible force. You can relax completely, and the water will support you effortlessly. No matter how hard you try to push yourself down, the upward pressure of the water and sand immediately lifts you back to the surface. It is a natural anti-gravity machine, a place where the fundamental laws of physics seem to have been playfully suspended. There are dozens of these ferveduros scattered throughout Jalapão, each with its own size, shape, and intensity of flow. Some are small and intimate, accommodating only a few people, while others are larger, resembling small lagoons. To float in a ferveduro, listening to the quiet gurgle of the rising spring and feeling the gentle pressure of the water supporting you, is a deeply relaxing and magical experience. It is one of Brazil's most unusual and joyful natural wonders, a perfect end to our exploration of its unbelievable places. Our epic journey across Brazil has brought us face to face with wonders that defy easy description. We have stood in the heart of the planet's lungs, felt the thunder of 1,000 waterfalls, and walked through deserts that fill with water. We have looked up at a symbol of faith that touches the clouds and delved deep into the earth to witness a well of enchanted blue light. From the forbidden shores of Snake Island to the buoyant, magical waters of Jalapão, Brazil has revealed itself to be a land of staggering contrasts and profound soul-stirring beauty. But what we have seen is merely a glimpse, a brief chapter in an immense and ongoing story. Brazil is a country of continental proportions, and its treasures are nearly infinite. Every river, every mountain, every stretch of coastline holds its own secrets, its own life, its own magic. The true essence of this land lies not just in its famous landmarks, but in the warmth of its people, the rhythm of its music, and the incredible resilience of its ecosystems. It is a place that gets under your skin and stays in your heart. The greatest journeys are not those that simply take us to new places, but those that change our perspective. Brazil does just that. It reminds us of the sheer power and creativity of the natural world, of the deep connections that bind us all, and of the importance of preserving these precious wonders for the generations who will follow in our footsteps. So, as our exploration concludes for now, I hope it has ignited in you a desire to see, to learn, and to connect more deeply with our extraordinary planet. The journey is never truly over, it has only just begun.